Hi everyone, welcome to my sort of unboxing of the Shout Factory Friday the 13th box set. I say sort of because I've already opened it. I couldn't help myself. So that's what it looks like inside. It's even got like the little Friday the 13th logo. This is the actual box art. Here are all the Blu-rays. As you can see, they got 1, 2, 3, all the way up to the reboot, and they also got an extra supplemental. It comes with, actually now I can't pull out, a little booklet. I actually haven't read the booklet, which is strange. I usually would, but I'll just give you a quick look and one. See his pictures, and lots of stuff written about all of the different movies. The one big thing, and that I was excited about, I'm just gonna put that back there because it doesn't have to be in the exactly right place, is part 3. Which I've actually watched. Now you notice that if you pull these out, it'll have an alternate cover. That's the cover art for part 2. And that's the cover, the inside cover art. So it's not really that big a difference. That's the one I'm used to seeing when I used to remember the VHS cover. But there is an alternate poster for part 2. And I was kind of hoping they would use that one. It shows Jason, I think it's just, does it show Jason coming out of the water? Which is funny because I don't know why they would show, but it's like the Mountain Man Jason attacking somebody in a canoe. Also, I was disappointed because I remember the VHS cover, and that's actually where they had the only, like when I think it's Jeff and Sandra get speared. They cut it out of the movie, but they actually had a still from it where it actually is going through them on the back cover of the VHS. And I wish they put that on there because that was actually the big thing. It was like you're expecting it to be in there because it was on the back of the video cassette cover, but it wasn't in the movie. Okay, we're gonna take a look at the posters from the Shout Factory box set. So that's the cover box set cover art in a poster form. You can see that. So this is the other one. You see Alice is being grabbed by young Jason, and if you look in the back, there is Pamela watching over and all the dead bodies in various states. Also, all the different DVDs they have, the insides have a different cover art usually. Part 7 actually just has a big picture of Jason. It's Jason with his axe coming through the window. Jason loved to come through the windows. I don't know why. He did that in part 3, and I might have done it in part 2. I can't remember. Part 5. Actually, part 5 is interesting because that isn't the cover art, the regular cover art. But the one inside isn't the cover art either. So neither is the actual cover art, which is usually just Jason, that weird looking fake, I don't know, they put it like a weird looking face, hockey mask. Like just a random one. I guess it shows a different Jason, I don't know. That's not the one Roy wears, and that's not the one Jason wears. It's a bootleg one. And then there's the supplemental disc. That's just 2 discs on this one. See, it's 2 discs. The inside is just Alice hanging out in the canoe. I haven't really had a chance to check out all these. So the only one I watched so far is part 3 in 3D. I've only watched it on my PlayStation VR, and actually it's pretty good. It looked like 3D. It actually looked better than my DVD. I have the glasses, and that it's still kind of, you still look like you feel like you're gonna go cross-eyed sometimes, like some of the stuff. I think that's just the way they filmed it. But you don't feel like it's sometimes a couple of the images and the ones with the glasses, the DVD, it feels like you're going cross-eyed because the 2 images aren't quite aligned. So you're kind of like, just to try to figure out what you're looking at. I looked at part two. They have a bunch of deleted scenes. Well, not that they're not really deleted scenes. They're just some of the kills they've added back. Well, they didn't add back. It was somebody's copy. There's no sound. They're just like the scenes with a little more gore. You get to see the two when they're having sex, and then they get speared in the bed. That one, I don't know. It didn't look. It looked faker than I expected to. They were saying that's the big one. And it was so good, and they hated having to like get rid of it, and like having it to like edit it down. But it didn't look that good, in my opinion. It looked kind of fake. Now I kind of like it the way they had it because you know what's happening. You know he's gonna spear them, and you can see the spear going through the bed, so you know what just happened to them. It probably would have been more polished, or they probably would have edited it to look a little less fake. I mean, now looking back, even Kevin Bacon's one in part one, that did look a little fake. You can see where it's Kevin Bacon, his head's coming up, and you can sort of tell it's not a real body. Overall, I think it was a good box set. I haven't watched everything, so maybe there is some problems that I don't know about yet. I know part one, the original one, you get two Blu-rays, so there's quite a bit on that, and I haven't really looked at that. And I know it's the theatrical cut and the unrated cut. My review that I did was actually, I watched I watched the unrated cut, and that was where my commentary is coming from. But then when I made the actual video, I realized I was using the theatrical cut. So it didn't quite, it's a little confusing because there's certain things that I had to cut out because I was talking about what's happening in the unrated cut, and it was edited out of the theatrical cut. Especially Kevin Bacon's death, because it did look like a good effect, and I was talking about how good it was, but then the theatrical cut really cuts a lot of it out, so, I mean, it's still good, it's not as good. Not as good as the unrated. But like I said, overall, it's a good box set. I'm happy with it. It's a little more expensive than you'd expect. I do wish they used a bit more promotional stuff in there. I mean, like all the extras, there's like a lot of stuff I haven't seen on previous Blu-rays or DVDs. But then a lot of it is from previous sets. And I did buy one that was like part 1 to 8 on Blu-ray already, and they had a fair amount of stuff, but what can you say? I mean, I'd rather them keep the stuff in that they already had than edit it out. But yeah, overall, it is good. It's one of the only box sets, not the only, that has Freddy vs. Jason and Jason X. There was a one 2011, I think it was released. I had no idea about it. Reddit, apparently, they told me. They're like, no, there's one from 2011, and there is. I know some people have issues with their box sets. Someone got 2 Friday the 13th Part 2, someone got 2 Freddy vs. Jasons. I mean, I prefer the two Part 2s than 2 Freddy vs. Jasons, personally. But I'm sure they will be fixed. It will be fixed, and I'm sure Shout Factory will figure something out for people. I heard in the past there has been a few issues, and they have fixed it. Other than that, yeah, I think it's really fairly good. I'm happy with it. Of course, I'm a big fan of Friday the 13th, so that's part of the reason why I'm buying it. They also just released Terror in the Aisles. It's another movie. A very big favorite of mine. So I can't wait to get that one too. That's very much cheaper than this thing. It's not quite the $150 or whatever I paid for this one. And that's my quick unboxing review of the Shout Factory Friday the 13th box set.